The University of Minnesota is working with the U.S. military and companies tied to the Trump administration to develop hypersonic missiles with student labor. Students for a Democratic Society has discovered that the Department of Defense has hired the company Northwind and the university to create the Minnesota Aerospace Complex, where they will design and test these weapons of mass destruction. Construction is set to begin in the summer of 2025. We can put an end to this. We can stop UMore Park. The area known as UMore Park is a nearly 5,000-acre chunk of land in Rosemount, Minnesota, owned and operated by the U of M. At the time of recording, the Board of Regents is moving to finalize a contract selling part of this land to Northwind, an aerospace company that develops hypersonic technology for the U.S. military. Northwind plans to construct a facility to pioneer new hypersonics as a part of a nationwide defense initiative promoting military advancement along with several other infamous weapons manufacturers and suppliers of genocide. It is our responsibility to make sure that this cannot happen. How did we get to this point? The land used as UMore Park was acquired during the United States genocidal land grab of Dakota Territory. After being used for a munitions factory during World War II, the land was deeded to the university and has since been used for research and frequently leased to private companies. Egregious mismanagement and improper disposal of hazardous waste throughout the years has led to soil and groundwater contamination, which has put both the workers and Rosemount residents' health at risk due to high levels of lead, copper, PCBs, chloroform, and asbestos. In some parts of UMore, ground contamination reached thousands of times over the public safety limit. The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency even approved some of the improper disposal in the 50s and 60s, yet are being trusted with current remediation efforts on the site, including the Northwind land sale. Despite full knowledge of these hazards and the history of chemical dumping, the university is still trusted with the site and has no qualms about selling parts of UMore Park away in pieces to private owners at further ecological and public health cost. UMore Park also contains a gun range used to train the university's police force in the use of small arms and assault rifles. The university uses the space to militarize its foot soldiers and rents it out to local police and law enforcement agencies. This includes a training contract the university has signed with ICE, allowing them to use the UMore Park gun range to train in terrorizing immigrant communities. The U has fully rented out the range to ICE over 20 times in the last 3 years. Minnesota is the only university we know of with a contract like this. Now, the university is moving forward with its $8 million Northwind deal. They plan to use the land to develop the Minnesota Aerospace Complex, a large ground simulation and test facility for hypersonic technology. The development of this technology is part of a wider U.S. defense initiative for which the government has sought to expand its connections to the arms industry and educational institutions. Northwind is being paid nearly $100 million by the Department of Defense to expand hypersonic development. This Department of Defense initiative led Northwind to collaborate with the U to construct a facility that is bankrolled by the military. Hypersonic missiles travel over 5 times the speed of sound, allowing them to evade most modern missile defense systems. The centerpiece of the complex will be the aerothermal tunnel, which simulates air passing the missile at hypersonic speed, allowing the Department of Defense to accelerate their development of these weapons of mass destruction. The U.S. is investing in hypersonics as part of a wider arms race with Russia and China, and their production entails the Department of Defense continuing to finance the weapons industry that is perpetrating the genocide in Palestine. The university is not just giving land to warmongers, it is supplying them with crucial technology and information. As part of the deal, their own College of Science and Engineering will be operating a joint facility with Northwind to design and maintain computer simulations supporting missile development. This deal, signed onto by the Board of Regents without a word to the students, comes as a direct attack on Palestinians and all victims of U.S. imperialism. The U of M will be giving its land, technology, and students over to war profiteers, who, in turn, will continue to profit off an arms race with no thought to human or ecological cost. The US government continues to spend hundreds of millions on missiles while pushing to increase tuition, cut student aid, and limit loan forgiveness. Weapons manufacturers profit endlessly while Palestinians are continuously massacred. Universities jail and expel protesters who speak out against their active participation in genocide. We have had enough. We should all be furious that this research, funded by the government to develop deadlier missiles, is happening at all. It is no surprise that all of these things are happening off campus. By keeping this away from prying eyes, the university can hide the extent of their ties to weapons companies and ICE while continuing to portray themselves as an innocent and politically neutral institution. We know that this land, these communities, and our students are not disposable. This impacts so many of us. This is our money, our jobs, our education, and our land being wasted and destroyed for military advancement. We refuse to let the U continue hiding war profiteering from students. We cannot rest until the Northwind deal is shut down, until the university divests from weapons manufacturing and genocide, and until the gun range used to militarize ICE and UMPD is defunct. We urge you to visit our website to continue to learn more about UMore and to follow our Instagram broadcast channel to get the latest updates on what is happening on the ground and how you can help. Talk to your neighbors, friends, classmates, and professors about what's going on. Call UMore what it is. U-War Park. Shut down the Northwind deal, shut down the gun range, and stop U-War Park.